Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Kacey-Ann.
And I'm your host, Rogena, and you're tuned in to the Kacey-Ann and Rogena Podcast. Hi, Casey.
Hi, Regina. High
How is
school days. I will
high
miss it.
school days?
High school days. Go
We
and
got
say
to
it. Eh?
talk about.
High school days.
You
People who
know what?
can't sing, we all there make up things.
We just make up things. You know, Jamaicans stay. We sing everywhere we go. So
We make up song on the spot. You know how so things
I
go.
so we are
I'll
talking about high school days today. So we sing a song about high school days.
if it not make sense, we are make it make sense of some sort.
Exactly. But before we get into any type of discussion, we're recording this episode the day after Martin Luther King Day. So I definitely want to know more about our Black history. There's so much to learn.
Yes.
And I don't know everything yet, but I am familiar with Martin Luther King and his work as a civil rights activist. So I definitely want to show our respect and say happy Martin Luther King Day.
On behalf of the Kacey-Ann and Rogena Podcast, happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yes. So, you ready to talk about high school days?
High school days. I will miss it. High school days.
Listen, high school is like a crucial part of everybody's life. I think everybody have. I think high school days are the time when you get to know yourself. To me, high
Especially,
school days just crucial.
especially in Jamaica. 'Cause you know, so you have some up times, you have some in between, and you have the time that you're scared out of your life.
Yes, and I feel like all of that just happened during your high school days.
So let's get into the questions.
Okay, so first and foremost, Casey, you were a student athlete, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Same. I was a student. I am a student athlete. What sport did you do in high
I
school?
play badminton. Expensive
Okay.
sport, people. I don't know why did I choose it, but it was tricky because there was some pushbacks. You know, especially when you have to come out of class, if you go to a match, and we always I get pushback from the teachers them because there wasn't any clear communication with the coach and the principal. They know that we are playing other teams, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a clear communication. We say, yo, at this present time, the student have to leave the class. So whoever can take notes or get notes from it's the student responsibility to get the information from their friends in the class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was a pushback. How about
So,
you?
okay. So, first and foremost, I did track and field. And I have to say, like, I really enjoy being a student athlete.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to choose being a student athlete again, I would choose it every single time because you definitely have pros, you definitely have cons. There's different things that happen when you're a
Mm-hmm.
student athlete. For me, being a student athlete, it was draining, but it was also very rewarding.
Very rewarding. Yes, that is true. Because you meet people along the way that you wouldn't expect to be meeting, and it opened your eyes too. Because based on the school that I went to, I wouldn't expect to be doing certain things. And I said, once I got that eye opening, I said, I want better. Me and my teammates say, yo, we want better. If a full friend them don't want better, we want better. So we start to adjust ourselves a certain way, and we start to pull away from certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For me, the reason I said it's draining, all right. See, being the person that I am,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm a student athlete, I'm not going to be 90% athlete, 10% student. I'm the type of person where everything I do, I want to do it well. I don't just want to do more of track or more of athletic. I mean,
Okay.
academics, so I'm the type of person. That's why I say it's draining because I'm always trying to do each equally as well. I never want to just focus on track alone I am a student athlete. So I always try to do those to my full
So,
potential.
so anything that help you be a student athlete, that's what you want to be doing. Good.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is sometimes some athletes disregard the student part because they're good at athletics. They
Yes.
disregard the student part. And, some people focus more on academics rather than the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the type of person where I love both. I really like learning, I like educating myself, and I like being an athlete. So as I said, when I'm doing those things, I just want to do it to my full potential. So it was draining for me because we already know those two are two demanding things. So trying to balance those things, it was definitely it was draining to keep up with.
It is.
Also being a student athlete,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you experienced this, but I was definitely hard on myself. I know my true potential with school, right? But I might not be achieving what I want in the academics part of it because I might be tired and drained from track. But I
Yeah.
know deep down my true potential with that. But why I say where I was hard on myself is because I feel like I had this thing where I always try to please people.
Mm-hmm.
When I say please people, because they have people have a thing where them put athletes and athletics in the same line as like dumb and delinquent. If you do sports, it's like you don't have any sense.
That is true. That is a
Yeah.
stigma.
Yes. And I never want that. I always feel like I have to do everything so it don't fit people's narrative. I forgot I feel like I have to work 10 times as hard for show people like, okay, I'm not.
And the bad thing about it too, sometimes student athlete do prove that stigma right.
Yes.
Because at my high school, most of the guys that play football wasn't academically, I mean, not say perfect, but at where they're supposed to be. They can do
Mm-hmm.
it, but they decide their mind say, yo, me I go play football for one club or something. So me not really I go focus on this. Me know so me I go graduate anyway. I don't know
Yeah.
if certain things change at my former high school. I'm not sure
Yeah.
because I left there a long time ago. So there's probably certain things have changed and certain things have the way of doing things have changed. But some of the time we student athlete make that stigma say if most of us who do sport or all of us who do sport is dumb. It's not true.
No. And that's the thing. I definitely understand what you're saying because I know athletes for real because them know this is a path they can take to, this is our next route to being successful. You have
Yes.
successful sports people. So they know this is a path to success. So they feel like, well, I don't need school. But the thing is with sports people, student athlete is very important to listen to this part. With sports, you can be up one day and down the next. It's always good to have an education.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, education is not like a fallback. Education is not something you should fall back on. You're supposed to have it. It's not a privilege. You're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to have education. Everybody supposed to have access to it and have it. And once you have access to it, maybe it's not even everything that you want, but if you have even access to a little bit of education, we have to take advantage of it. I wasn't paying attention to certain things that when I was in high school. I could have done way better. I could have done a little bit better with certain things. But with me being a student athlete, I loved it because I able to go different places. And when why in a class some of the time, you're dying for
Mm-hmm.
go play one match. And then you
Mm-hmm.
can hang out with most of my teammates are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to hang out with my friends and we get to play badminton together. So
Yeah.
it balance for me too.
Mm-hmm.
And the same time we help our one another do schoolwork too. But
Mm-hmm.
I wish, I pay more attention to school. I know we're going to talk about that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, like to my point, I was saying with the hard with athletes, like stop being hard on yourself. It is not easy doing.
No.
It's not easy doing a sport and still maintaining good grades in academic.
And what I can say too before you student athlete help your one another. If you know, pay attention to your education. That's
Mm-hmm.
pay attention because as to what Regina say, you can't have today can be an update for you and then tomorrow your foot go broke or your
Mm-hmm.
hand go broke or something. But at the end of the day, you have your education to help you to achieve whatever else you want to achieve. So if
Exactly.
you're on a team, stop talk about me better than you. You're on a team. If the team lose, you lose. If everybody work together, you can
Mm-hmm.
everybody can get the whole entire team can get a scholarship to go to the next level that you want to go. And you can
Mm-hmm.
further your education. Because athletics in Jamaica is a pathway to further your education further whatever career goals you want to achieve. But many always talk about this, society don't help us with this part. Young people have to think that there is better out there. Don't limit to the glitz and glamour, because that is only just quick. That is you call it I learned about this in psychology class. Early
Temporary to yes, I was just
early
about to say.
gratification. I learned something new in college. Early gratification. Like you just want it no. But you now wait. If you
I
wait on it, it's going to be so much sweeter when you
mm-hmm,
wait. So if you
mm-hmm,
need to take like 10 stages to get it, take this 10
yes.
stage because you're learning along the way. But if you just get it now, all of
Mm-hmm.
those stages that you will be learning and having experience, the same way you get it is the same way you lose it.
And it's easy for athletes to give up on academics because it's not easy, as I say, balancing the two. But the trick to this is like, don't be hard on yourself. Don't compare regular students with yourself. Because I did that when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I remember every prize giving, like if my memory serves me right, I probably cried like every prize giving. And the thing is, I always get prizes for track. That was not up for discussion. But that's the thing. I never just want known for track. I feel like, this person science, this person math, and then Regina, track and field. So it was just kind of at the time, I just kind of felt embarrassed because, as I said, just fitting people narrative. Like that's how I felt.
Okay,
Fitting
so
people
you're just trying
narrative.
to please others in terms of
It's not
getting
even you just like
prizes.
trying to prove something. It's like I know I can do, but you might not know, and I just feel like I had something to prove. In
Yeah.
reality, you don't. You're supposed to just, believe in yourself. You know what you can do. At the end
And
of the day, when you're tired, you sleep. And
and then the thing is to, in high school you're supposed to be enjoying, you're supposed to be learning, enjoying your preteen. I think from preteen to your teenage is going into adult, because that is like three stages you take. Preteen, because most of us start high school from 11 or
yeah,
12, so
yeah,
it's like preteen. Age 11 and 12, 13 is where you start going to teen. So you have
yeah,
preteen, going into your teenagers, then going into your adult age. So that's like three stages of high school for most people. So those are things we enjoy yourself, you're hanging out with your friends and all of that stuff.
exactly. And you just focusing on just all the wrong things, and you're just pressuring yourself for what? Like, just enjoy everything that comes with high school. So I know you mentioned that you went to a non-traditional high school,
Yes.
and I went to a traditional high school. What high school you attended?
Only Trinity High School.
Okay. And we had this discussion before. We were always saying like, you know, traditional and non-traditional high school don't have access to the same things. Some of the things that I had, I went to Immaculate Conception, True Pride, Blue Pride. Okay. And I also went to Wolmer's Girls for sixth form. So I went
Mm-hmm.
to two traditional high schools. And we've known each other for like what, 3 years? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm still getting to know you. I feel like I know you a long time, but there's still so much to learn. But I really want to know, how did you feel about going to a non-traditional high school?
I didn't want to go to a non-traditional. I
So
didn't
you
want
were
to.
down on yourself?
Kind of. I didn't, because some opportunity I know that it is limited. And also my older sister went to a traditional high school.
Mm-hmm.
So what about you when you found out? Did you know the difference in a non-traditional versus a traditional?
Listen, Jamaicans always say this thing is not what the school where you go is where you go there and do. But I personally believe that, because I've seen people transfer from non-traditional schools and
Mm-hmm.
into immaculate, and you can't tell them apart. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people just say that just to say it, because Jamaicans, we do put traditional and non-traditional schools in different lights. And
Mm-hmm.
definitely traditional is in a more positive light. So when I found out I passed for a school like immaculate, and then I went to Wilmot, as I said, for sixth form. So going to those schools, you definitely feel accomplished because you feel like your hard work pay off.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, you feel respected because for some reason, you feel like your words have weight. if you a traditional person say something versus a non-traditional student, I feel like people would more go with what a traditional person says.
And there's not a
it's
look
like
down thing too. It's not a look down. Say look on you too. Yeah. It's not comparing.
even though I don't think it should be like that, but I feel like people go associate. All right, yeah, she go traditional school, she bright. She goes to a non-traditional school, she's not so bright. And I don't feel that's fair because there are many reasons why people didn't pass for a traditional high school. Also, I did feel pressured as well. And because of that same reason, because your words all weight, because of that exact same reason, you feel like everything you do, you have to be right. You have to do the right thing. You have to say the right thing. You have to be prim and proper and, move with grace and elegance. And to be honest, sometimes when we talk, the subject not always agree with the verb. Sometimes me might be on the road,
I like how you say that. The subject is not going to always agree.
It's not going to always agree with the verb. Me the type of person when me drink out of one buckle, I might knock the bottom, forget the rest of the ice. Like that not take it for the fact that I'm an intelligent person. But you just feel like you have to live up to certain standards. So you just feel like, honestly, sometimes I didn't even want to talk because every time you talk, you feel like you have to make sure you say the right thing.
That's true. And our experiences are different. It's not even the students' fault. It's how the government system set up. Because the funding need to go to most of those make there be a traditional high school. Make it be like one level. Everybody get access to the same thing. Because if me and you get access to two different things, you're going to get two different results, right?
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah, if the platform is level for everybody, you will get one result. It's up to us now as the student to take advantage of those opportunities.
Okay, on a lighter note. Okay, what were the hangout spots when you did exams or anytime after school or when you do exams?
I think 8th grade, from 8 upwards, we start find hangout spot. And one of our hangout spot is either Crossroad, we find one of the mothers them,
or walk down the whole half a tree.
We walk down the whole half a tree until we walk close to Kansas Spring this and then we turn back. That was funny. But most of the time we go hang out in a mother's and we go by our mother's party. And we just start give joke and I say, yo, talk about different things. And we talk about people smell bad. We used to call one youth. I agree now.
See, some of them time there, I wish me to get to take the bus more often. Honestly,
some of the time, I wish me never had to take the bus. Because when you have to turn up in a bus 2 hours.
No, man, it's a whole experience. I experienced it the last 2 years of high school when I went to Walmart. But when I was at Immaculate, I always got chauffeured to school because, number one, I don't have any type of street smart. Like, if the bus miss one turn, call it a day.
You lost.
My lost.
Remember, my first week in high school, my mother had to get somebody to pick me up. I'm tell my mother, I don't want to drive with her no more. That's me take the bus. Everybody fit take the bus. Cause you learn. You learn
for real because you see, for me, when exam, all right, I never used to take the bus, as I say, but exam time, exam, the time them vary. So I not like school we finish a particular time. It depends. Sometimes 12, sometimes we just finish early. So I would have asked my grandmother, like, can I take the bus with my friends? So we would take the bus to half a tree and I don't get to hang out for too long. But the little hangout session, I always go to one Chinese restaurant and I eat.
Yeah, level. That is some high class spending. We have, mothers have them $22 deal. You get 2 patty, fries, and 1 soda. That was my special.
For some reason, I have a thing for Chinese food. So every time with exam, it's just like comfort food to me. Like I don't even want to pronounce the name of the chicken, TSO chicken. Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Anybody who love Chinese food know TSO chicken.
I know Jamaica Chinese food, but
so
nice.
Yes. So I always eat that. That was like my type of comfort food. And when my friends and I, we would just like sit down and talk, and it felt so good being out and about.
Hanging out with friends, man.
It's a nice little vibe. I'm not gonna lie. You have a little bit of both. Somebody can show for you to school, but I feel like you have to take the bus 1 and 2 times.
Yeah,
it's like an experience. It's a nice experience.
It show you how you can angle the terrain of the bus system in Jamaica, because it ain't easy when you have to push and pull for getting a bus. That is the struggle of taking bus in Jamaica. We don't like the balance, but not everybody have the opportunity there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
That's true. So for the final question, given all your experiences and wherever you are now in life, your
Mhm.
headspace, whatever, what would you have done differently if you could go back to high school and just change anything?
pay more attention to my schoolwork.
Mm-hmm. You think you waste time?
A little bit. A little bit. I wish I pay more attention, but I wanted to graduate early and start to work much earlier, like in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Like at 25, I wanted to start work. I wanted to start
Okay.
earn my own money at 25. That's what I set out for myself. But it didn't
Mm-hmm.
work that way. So I wish I would have paid more attention to my schoolwork. So
Okay.
certain things would have looked a little bit different. And even do a sport like track and field, do a sport that I could have get scholarship to go to a college. Because I
Mm-hmm.
took the non-traditional route of going to college. You took the traditional. And we will talk about this in one of our next podcast, you know?
Next episode, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And people on the Kacey-Ann and Rogena podcast, you definitely get perspectives.
You get stories, you know, don't
And
judge
you definitely,
us. It's
yeah,
our
definitely.
journey, you know? Go ahead.
No, I was saying for me, I wouldn't be so hard on myself. I feel like, as I say, I was just always trying to be a good student and a good athlete. Like all of that, like I could have seriously just chill. I could have seriously just relax. It's not that big of a deal. It is not. So I wish I did just relax. I would have probably, yeah, I had fun times in high school, you know. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like it could have been an even better experience if I did just relax.
Mm-hmm.
Stop compare, stop try to prove myself to people. Stop, just drop all of that, not necessary, and just relax.
That's true. But I like this discussion. I like
I love
this
this
one.
discussion. Yes.
I hope everybody gets something from this. You know, you may not agree with everything that we're saying, but it's our journey, our opinion. And hope it can encourage you to discuss, have
Yeah,
conversation with your friends.
we have different perspectives. We have traditional route, non-traditional, traditional
Yeah.
high school, non-traditional. So we have different perspectives. Some might can relate to my story, some might can relate to Casey's story.
Mhm.
Whatever it is, just use whichever one
Yeah.
and see how you can, evaluate
And
the situation.
don't judge people who go non-traditional. You know, it's just having access to stuff. It's
Yes.
limited access.
Yes.
You know, widen the access, everybody. Widen the access, and you will get a different result than what you're getting right now.
Yes, and that is a good note to end our discussion.
Say a thing.
Well, Anna, before me say my thing, people leave in the comment below. What was your favorite memory in high school? Or what was it like if you were a student athlete? What was it like being a student athlete?
Yes,
All
we
right.
want to hear, and we'd like to shout out anybody who comment on our thing, you know?
All right. Now me can say my thing.
Say a thing.
Until next time, people, want you stay alive.
Stay present. See you on the next episode.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend about the Kacey-Ann and Rogena podcast.
Check us out
Every Thursday
Eastern Time.
at 6 p.m.